Yeah, look, obviously the coaches put me in there, and I've taken to the task and the challenge. I've enjoyed playing next to Jared and Stevie. A lot of experience there, and obviously makes my job a lot easier. But I've said from day one I'll play wherever the club needs me to play, whether it be left back or centre back. Very comfortable in both positions, so far so good. Look, the boys were actually a bit disappointed after the game. We've set high standards for ourselves this year as a playing group and as a club. So we always want to get 3 points and nothing less. But in saying that, it was a well-fought draw. We will take a point away from home from a great side in Brisbane, but this year's all about us. We don't focus too much on what other teams are doing. We know what we've set out to do, and if teams are going to try to stop us, I wish them the best of luck. But we've got a very, very set focus on what we're trying to achieve here. Yeah, my preference is a starting 11. So if I'm at left back or if I'm at centre back, I am very, very comfortable playing both. And at the moment, I'm playing well at left of the back three, so at the moment that's the position I'm comfortable playing. You've got the game in front of you all the time. You're hugging the touchline as a left back, and usually teams look to press as soon as the fullback gets the ball. So I do find myself with a lot more time on the ball. I'm able to knock those diagonals and find passes that I'm have more time when I'm on the ball. So when you're at left back, you've obviously got to move the ball a lot quicker, and you do have a lot of pressure coming from you. So I found it a bit more, I wouldn't say relaxed, you have to be a bit more clinical at the back, but it is a nice breath of fresh air when you get a bit of time on the ball. Yeah, it's good. Stephen's he's always on. He's ready to go every game. I've learned a lot from him. I go out to coffees and pick at his brain as much as possible, because he's been there and done that, and he's been to places that we want to go. So I'll try and learn as much from him as possible this season. And so far we've formed a good little trio at the back there, and we've got players that can come in and do just as good of a job with Foxy and Larry, and there's actually more. So it's a very, very solid back line we've got this year, but we've also got some exciting talent going forward. So it looks like we've locked down that defence for now, and then we just focus on this weekend. Oh look, there was a lot of things that were missing from last year, so to get a player like Stephen, obviously he brings a lot to the changing room with the culture and also on the field. He leads by example, which is always good. He doesn't just talk about it. So, he's someone that I try and mirror off the field, and also, someone that's very, very vocal and strong on the field. So it adds a bit of comfort to your game when you've got someone like that playing next year. Yeah, look, he played a great game, and it was one kick of the ball, and you'll always hear about that, but you never hear about the 30 things he did right. So we just focus on this week. We'll create more chances, and as the season goes on, we'll definitely be taking those chances. Well, obviously from the start we've wanted to get everyone pushing in one direction, and when you've got a team on the field doing that, it makes it a hell of a lot easier. We go into the game knowing what we're doing, and it is a special group, and when you're going on the field with a group of players that you really want to be there with, it does add that extra bit of excitement to the game. You're going out there with your mates, and you leave everything out on the field, and I think that's been present in the last two games. Yeah, well, Roy obviously just touched on it previously, that we start out defending from the front line. Those boys have got extremely fit in the off season and the pre-season. That shows on the field. They ran around and work their ass off all game, and that makes our job a lot easier. So we've got a very, very defensive unit. Obviously there's still improvements to make. We could be better on the transition as well going forward and keeping the ball, but we've conceded one goal in 2 games, and we're looking to keep that record, keep very, very solid, and make sure that we're very hard to break down. Yeah, look, obviously you want teams to respect you and fear you. I don't really care what Australians think of me, to be honest. I'd rather them hate me, so I kind of go on with that mentality anyway. But I think respect is earned. Last season, maybe they can think what they want of us from that season, but what they don't realise is we've got a new team here, and it's a whole different environment, different players, and different community at this club. So they're going to come in that game preparing for the team they saw last year, and they're going to be in for a big shock this year. Yeah, massively. I think more so for the fans, with the momentum. Obviously we've set out a goal, we know what we want to achieve. Sometimes the results may not go your way, but we still are looking to improve every week. In terms of the fans, that it was a great turnout for that first game, and we're looking to improve that. So we know that wins will put bums on seats, and that's what we want to get on the weekend. Obviously it's great to capitalise on momentum. You see in this league you can get a quick head start, and you're away laughing. So that is what we're looking to achieve this weekend, and the more fans the better. We play better when we've got a lot of fans. So if anyone's out there listening, it'd be awesome to get you there on Saturday and come support us. they'll put out 11 players and they won't have a coach, but we'll have a coach and we'll have 11 players and we're ready to go. Like I said, we're just focusing on ourselves this year, and we've got a set game plan, and we know what they're going to throw at us. So yeah, it'll be a good game, but yeah, hold tight and we'll see. Yeah, I'll give him a challenge or two, so we'll see how he copes with that. But no, it'll be good to see him. But yeah, I don't hold back from anyone. So.